to Laney Soldier Designs tutorial number 4. In this tutorial I'm going to show you how to make a wire cage. These are great. These can be used for loads of things, bracelets, necklaces, put beads through them, or just have an eye pin through them, or you can turn them into a pendant. So to make this size, what I've got here, I've cut 18 centimeters of wire, flush cut both ends. I'm going to take my round nose pliers. I'm going to create a loop at one end. Now if this was going to be a bracelet, I want to make sure that loop's wide enough for my eye pin to go through, so I'd take a piece of wire I was going to make an eye pin out of and poke it through. I'm then going to make a spiral. I'm going to spiral down to halfway down this piece of wire. Now the best way to do spirals is always to grip at the base of your flat nose here. You get more grip. Don't be tempted to grip at the top, because this will scratch up your wire, and yeah, especially using silver plate and colour wires, but lots of scratches, dents and things in it. So yeah, always grip down here. You'll have much more of a grip and more control over the wire. Now the best way to make a spiral is I place my thumb nice and close like that, and I roll into my thumb like so, using my thumb as a bit of a bench. Just keep going until you're about halfway down. You can measure if you wish. You go about there. Then we're going to repeat this process again on the other side. Small loop first. This time we're going to roll down the opposite direction, and we're going to make a fancy letter S. Now I'm using a 1.25mm wire here. I find it's a good size for cages, especially if you're making bracelets, just purely because these can be a little bit flimsy if they're used with 1mm and below and get squashed very easily. So yeah, I recommend 1.25 and higher. If you feel strong enough, go for 1.6. They do make awesome cages, but a bit tough. So there we go, made our fancy letter S. We're going to take our round nose pliers and we're going to stand them up on the deck, and we're going to place the centre of one of our spirals over the top of our round nose pliers. Now using your fingernails or fingers, slowly pull each ring down to create a cone. Don't want to go too big, like so. And do the same again the other side, making sure both cones are sticking up the same direction. There we go. I like to sit here for a second and now adjust using your flat nose pliers. Get them to kind of how you want them to look. I don't like making them too big, I like to make them a little bit dinky. There we go. Then taking your flat nose pliers, you're going to come in and find the exact middle, where the wires cross over there, in the centre of your kind of letter S. And notice my edge of this flat nose plier is right as close as I can get to the centre as possible, just there. And what I'm going to do is now fold over the cage and get to this point and stop here. At this point is where you'd add your bead, crystal or whatever else you wanted to stick inside, if you were going to put something inside. And then I do the rest by hand, just fold it by hand. The reason being is, as I've made these as I go along, I've noticed that when I use the pliers to bend over all the way, I'd end up often with a kink in the cage. So once you get to this stage, get your flat nose out, sit and have a play and adjust until you're happy with it. I kind of like these a little bit misshapen. I think they look a little bit nicer when they're a bit lopsided. But there we go. One cage.